the keys to a 2005 Seat Leon Cupra R. Now this one is an interesting video because I want to really delve into the idea of having one of these cars at a younger age. So this one goes out to the young drivers out there, the guys out there that are fighting the insurance companies on price to get a fast and exciting car when you are young. It is really, really hard. So today I've picked the keys up to this one. It is basically the Cupra that you want to buy. This is a Cupra R, which means it has a bit more of an exciting body kit. It has the 225 brake horsepower engine up front, but this one, as you can hear, isn't standard. Third gear. Torques there. All over the place. It has a stage 2 map on it with a hybrid KO4S turbocharger producing 280 horsepower at 340 foot-pound of torque. Oh, bags of power in this chassis, around 1350 kilos, so really good power to weight ratio. Front wheel drive, manual gearbox. Proper little exciting fun car this, which I genuinely think is overlooked a lot these days, especially by younger people, I think. I do think that these are sort of an unsung hero in a weird way. A lot of people would rather go for a Mark IV GTI or, you know, an S3 of the same sort of era. I think this is an untapped car though. There isn't too many of them out there on the road, and I think doing a bit of research, you know, going backwards and forwards, it isn't a lot cheaper for you to actually insure one of these than an equivalent S3 or Golf GTI, which means for me, as a guy that drives a lot of cars, it is up there with one of the cars I want to, you know, go and enjoy and experience, because I think you could have one at a younger age and enjoy it, or at least enjoy a faster car a lot quicker in your driving career, because these will be cheaper to insure. So basic rundown of the car. This one I'm driving today has 142,000 miles on it. Does that mean it's destroyed? Not whatsoever. This car drives and performs unbelievably. It is so tight. It is so well kept though by the owner, and I think that really shows in the drive. It is very, very nice to drive. You can tip the gears, it doesn't crunch. It's so precise for a 4-door performance car. When that boost comes on though, it is bloody impressive. Around, you know, 2,500 RPM, we're coming on boost. Go for a cheeky fourth gear. Really, really impressive. Well built car though, you know, well modified car this. It is running a Toyo Sports front mounted intercooler. It has a decatted Scorpion exhaust system, which again sounds fantastic. When you come on boosting this thing, the sound of that turbocharger up front, it sounds so good, and the feel of the front wheels sort of taking you down the road and the fight to keep it in a straight line is definitely part of the excitement of a front wheel drive hot hatch, or whatever you really want to call this thing, because of course it is slightly bigger than its equivalent rivals, I would say, from the same sort of generation. But I don't think that takes, you know, anything away from the feel and the fun of this car. You can still pitch and maneuver it very, very well. It's got a lot of grip for the chassis, I think. Well, especially this one. It is running some Michelin tyres all round. White dials in front of us. We have, you know, a classic Seat interior. I think a lot of people do sometimes brand snob themselves against the idea of owning a Seat, which is a bit of a shame. I do feel that Seat are definitely up there with some of, you know, the more exciting but more price relevant or budget friendly, I would say, cars out there that you can enjoy. And I've driven a few Seats in recent years and been very, very impressed. And this is another one that I must admit, I'm incredibly impressed with this car. It does feel and drive really, really well. It boosts incredible. The KO4S that's been put on this, the hybrid, is very, very impressive. A lot of torque throughout the rev, and yeah, chucking it through like this S-bend here, it's very, very well set up. The tyres and the wheels and, you know, the lowering springs that have been put on this one that I'm driving today are definitely increasing the fun and the performance of this thing. Now let's talk about you actually owning one of these. What is it like to own? Prices are very funny on these. So ownership side, I would say if you're up for getting one with, you know, a little bit more mileage on it, say, you know, this one's got 142,000 miles on it, you're looking at about £2,000 to £3,000. You can get a lower mileage yellow one with all the bells and whistles. I've seen them kicking around for around £4,000, so they're still commanding some really good money on these cars. I have seen them though for higher mileage ones for around 1,500 quid. So price dependent on how much you want to spend on one of these, you can get one at a very, very good price. I think anybody could afford to get themselves into one of these Seat Land Cupra Rs. Things that go wrong, I've heard that coil packs go wrong, but this is more down to the 1.8 litre turbocharged engine up front. They do suffer with coil packs going wrong and, you know, misfires here and there, but really, really easy to work on, and a lot of knowledge especially is available online for these cars. You know, they've been around quite a lot. To modify, they're very, very cheap to modify. I feel you can get an intercooler and a turbocharger and stuff. They're very easy to get hold of parts for one of these because they've been around. The engine is in a lot of different cars, so, you know, an air filter and an intercooler and, you know, various other exhaust bits can be obtained very, very easily on the second-hand market. So if you are after getting one of these and you want to do bits to it, and they aren't too expensive to modify either. So second gear, traction is on. Whoa! Just fighting that front end. The front end is like, rah! You know, it is a little bit greasy today, it's a little bit cold, but, you know, we're still out here trying to enjoy ourselves. Tax, you'll be looking at £330 a year, a little bit on the high side for one of these. But insurance, I genuinely think you can insure one of these a little bit cheaper than you can for other cars. That's the big talking point here, is the insurance. I know the driver of this car is 25 years old and he's paying hundreds to insure this. You know, it isn't thousands. That's the main thing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you on the next one.